Hello. Welcome, everybody. It's so nice to be here with you. I haven't done a live in a while, and it's one of my favorite things to do. So I'm really glad we can spend this time together. Let us know in the chat if you're here, where you are in the world. Merry Christmas to everybody. And yeah, I'd love to hear what your plans are for Christmas. I'm going to be spending some time with my family. Both my sisters and their families and my family are all going to be together. So with our 3 little boys, the cousins are going to be together. My sister Megan is visiting from Croatia. And yeah, my parents will also be there, and it's just so lovely. And it's our summer holidays, so it's going to be so great to spend a good deal of time together. Yeah, I see that Paloma is here, and she's saying hello, and she's saying all the different Merry Christmases, Feliz Navidad, Joyo Noel. I'm not very good at saying things in other languages. Jacomine is also here, and Rebecca and Cindy, Naomi, Kathy, Donald. Oh, so many names I recognize. It's lovely to see you. Katarina's here, and Karen Lewis. Hello, everybody. Oh, and Sayaka, Linda Smith. Yay. Thank you for joining, everybody. Sorry if I didn't call out your name, but it's so good to be together. And I'm particularly excited about today. I wanted to make it extra fun. I thought, I could just chat to you and we could chat about the year and I could play a few songs, but I wanted it to feel a little bit more like a celebration this time, something that we can just enjoy the fact that Christmas is coming. And I think it's a reason to celebrate and have some fun. Sometimes we're so busy with getting things done and preparing for Christmas. And here in South Africa, where it's the summer holidays, it also usually means for most of us that we're taking an extended period of time off. And certainly for me, it's meant that I've been rushing to finish things and work is hectic. And I'm making Christmas presents for my whole family. I'm making t-shirts for everybody. And when you have a 7-month-old baby and you're also sewing t-shirts, it's a little bit crazy and trying to finish off work, but I'm glad I'm doing it. And I'm so excited for this time. Yeah, so let me know if you have any Christmas plans, and then I'll tell you a little bit more about what I have planned for this live stream because it's going to be fun. So we've got a few games prepared, and then also there's going to be a time where you can just ask any questions because I know that this is a time of year where a lot of new people start learning to play the harp. Or get harps for Christmas, and maybe you have some questions. Of course, if other people have questions as well, if you're a little bit more further along in your harp journey, you're welcome to ask questions. So there will be some time for Q&A. We're also going to have a bit of time towards the end where we're going to share what we're grateful for in our harp journey this year, and it'll be lovely to hear some stories from you. But then we're also going to be doing festive trivia. I mean, some of the questions are festive, but I specifically wanted it to be harp-related festive trivia, and it was quite hard to find harp-related trivia questions that are also Christmas. So some of the trivia is just harp, not Christmas. And then we're also going to do 2 truths and a lie, which is not a Christmas version, but it is a harp version. So I'm going to be sharing, well, most of the things are harp related. Some of them are just so you can get to know me a little bit. And I'll explain each of these games when we get there. And then we're also going to do a bit of guess the tune. So I'm going to play a couple of notes of a song, and they're all Christmas songs, and then going to see who can guess first which song it is. So Oh, Naomi said, I got confused and thought Christmas Day was in 2 weeks. I know, it's so soon. It's like 6 days now? Yeah, it's next week, Wednesday. That's crazy. Karen's going to be spending Christmas with a friend. Family is far away. Yeah. Sometimes we can't have our whole family together, but it's nice if we can spend some time with someone who's important to us. And if we don't have people like that, it's always wonderful to invite other people who maybe don't have someone special to spend Christmas with to come and spend it with you. So we've often done that in our family, had a few people who are like not part of our family, and maybe friends that we don't even know that well, but we know that they don't have anyone to spend Christmas with, and it's just so lovely. The more the merrier, right? So maybe some of you, there's still time to do that, especially if you feel like you don't have anyone to spend Christmas with, and maybe you can be that person. Okay, I would love to hear from you. Do you have any preference of like which of those games are you most excited about? I think we're going to start with a couple of guess the tune ones. But then tell me, do you want to do two truths and a lie and get to know me a little bit better, or do you want to do some harp trivia? We're going to do all of them in the end, but oh, Katerina said in Austria, we celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve and only put up and decorate the tree just before the celebration. Yeah, well, we haven't put up any decorations yet. Sometimes I like to do it at the beginning of December, but usually it's a bit further along. But this time I'm waiting until we go 2 hours away to my parents' house. They live in a small town. And so we're going to put up decorations together. So maybe on Saturday or Sunday. Kathy wants to do trivia. Okay, so after guess the tune, we're going to do some trivia. Okay, we're going to start with an easy one. So are you ready with your fingers to type? Because we're going to see who can type out the name of the song first. This one's an easy one. Katerina says she's going to try starting to guess from which levers I have up. Yeah, Katerina, you know our songs quite well. Okay, we have a guess. The first guess wasn't quite right, but Naomi got it first. Carol of the Bells, well done. So should I play a little bit more of it? You might want to hear a little bit more because maybe just hearing a few notes isn't enough. Oh, Naomi just learned it. So you were ready, Naomi. So that was the late intermediate version. The late beginner version starts out the same, but then instead of having the harmonics in the left hand, it's. So yeah, sometimes harmonics can be a bit tricky, but on this harp, this is the Marini made bass lap harp. I'm not normally that good at harmonics, and I feel like on this harp they're way easier than some of my other harps. It's not the same on every harp, I've got to say. Okay, so let's pick another one. Okay. Can you tell what it is from just those notes? I don't know how easy this is, or am I making it too easy by playing too many notes? You have to tell me. Do I have to do fewer? Maybe I'll have to start doing just 2 notes. Oh, Naomi got it again. Oh, holy night. Maybe you have the fastest internet connection, Naomi, or did you go to secretarial school and you're really quick at typing? Yes, that was Oh Holy Night. So we've actually this year released 2 more versions of Oh Holy Night. We always had the late intermediate one that I arranged, and then Kevin and Carrie arranged early intermediate and late beginner versions. So the one I was doing there was early intermediate. So satisfying. And the late beginner one is. So a bit more space in that one. And if you haven't learned any Christmas songs yet, you should go and learn some easy ones. There's still time if you go a couple of levels back. I think I got too excited and spoke faster than I can. And yeah, just find something that's so quick and easy for you to learn. It's really fun. Karen saying, Naomi, you're amazing. You must have a huge repertoire. Oh, Naomi did learn typing, but she says she's a one-finger texter. Are you texting or are you typing today? Oh, Rebecca also has the Marini bass lap harp. Okay, so let's do one more and then we'll move on to some trivia. And then we'll come back to guess the tune in a bit. Okay, so what do you think this is? I'm making it harder. You're on your phone, Naomi, with one finger. Wow, you're just really good at this. Okay, then I'm going to do, so that was the one level, like mid-beginner level of that song. I'm going to do a bit of the intro of the other level because it doesn't have the melody of the song. A sore finger. My goodness, Naomi. Okay. I hope your finger feels better soon. Okay, I'm going to keep going and we'll see who guesses first. Oh, no, I'm not. If Katerina was trying to guess from the levers, she wouldn't have got it right because I had the wrong levers. Okay, there we go. In the bleak midwinter, Karen Lewis got it. Well done. And the other one, so that was the early intermediate one, and the mid-beginner one is like this. Oh, so that's why I had the wrong levers, because I started with the mid-beginner one and it does have different levers. I can't see the rest of the page. There we go. It's on my computer screen over here, so I'm only seeing half a page at the time, but I thought that would be a horrible place to end the song. So mid-beginner is quite a nice level to just learn very quickly if you don't have a lot of time left to learn some songs. I just noticed this one has got a bit of a fault there. Oh, the page stopped showing. Anyway, yeah, Karen's saying, love that piece. Didn't Gustav Holst write it? Oh, I just closed it now. Let's see. I forget who the original composer was. This is saying in the bleak midwinter. Yes, music by Gustav Holst and Holst and Harold Dark. Yeah, well done. So you get an extra bonus point there, Carol. I mean, Karen. So did I say I would do just one more? Okay, so it's time for some trivia questions. Shall we do some Christmas-themed harp ones first, and then we can do some just normal harp ones after that? It's going to be interesting to see how many of you know the answers to these, because I don't know for sure that I would have known all the answers myself. So, what is the name of a Christmas carol that features a harp in its lyrics? Does anyone know? Because I didn't know there was a Christmas carol that had harp in its lyrics. Maybe there's more than one, but there's one in particular that I found. And if you find another one, maybe you can quote the verse that, like, say some more, like more of the lyrics than just the name of the song. So it came upon the midnight clear. So it's interesting. There were a couple of songs that I thought had, or when I was doing research, they told me it had harps in it, but then I couldn't actually find the verse that had harp mentioned in it. So it came upon the midnight clear. Maybe it does, but that's not the one I have. Let's see. It came upon the midnight clear. lyrics. Oh, yes, to touch their harps of gold. Well done. I should know that one. And then, so the other ones that it said there was harp mentioned was angels we have heard on high, but I don't think so, because it said the verse that it's mentioned in, shepherds, why this jubilee, why your joyous strains prolong? Say what may the tidings be which inspire your heavenly song. I don't hear any mention of harps. Maybe it's heavenly song, but yeah. So that was a bit confusing to me. But the one that definitely has harp mentioned in it is one called "Come Thou Long Expected Jesus," which I don't really know. But it says, "Come and hear the harps of heaven. Lift your joyous strains above. Every soul in song is swelling with the Lord's redeeming love," which is so cool. It's like a whole verse with harp in it. Are there any other ones? Another one that in my research, it was telling me that there was harp mentioned in Hark the Herald Angels Sing and Deck the Halls, but I, for the life of me, cannot find a verse that actually mentions harp in either of those songs. So, yeah, but we found two at least. So it came upon the midnight clear and come thou long expected Jesus. Harp the Herald Angels Sing. Yeah, if it was that. Oh, it's very funny. Okay, so which Christmas ballet has harp prominently featured, including a harp cadenza? And bonus points for, oh, strike the harp and join the chorus. Well done, Sarah. So definitely Deck the Halls has it as well. That's great. I wonder if Hark the Herald Angels Sing actually has it. Yes, the Nutcracker. And an extra bonus question, which piece is harp prominently featured in? There's actually two of them. And who is the composer? So there's a bit of a delay. So I'm going to see who. The first person was Katerina. She said, the Nutcracker. Yay, well done. Yes, one of the songs is the Sugar Plum Fairy, the Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairy. And Tchaikovsky. Well done. Katerina is on the ball. But there's another one. It is Waltz of the Flowers, also in the Nutcracker. And there's some beautiful harp in that song as well. Okay, another Christmas harp trivia one. Or maybe I should save those other Christmas ones. And I'm going to go to a couple of just general harp trivia questions. I've got a few easy ones. So maybe some of you will get more of a chance to answer. How many strings does a standard concert harp typically have? And then I'm going to ask another question while I'm waiting for the answer. What material are harp strings traditionally made from? Oh, we have some different answers. I haven't seen the right one yet. 44, 54, 40. Okay, Kathy's saying gut. There's actually three materials that they traditionally made from, because the big concert harps actually usually have three different types of materials. There we go. Katerina got it again. 47. Okay, so traditionally the standard concert harp usually has 47 strings. And there we go. Some people have said gut, and Rebecca's saying wire, and there's one more type at the top. So usually those big concert harps have wire strings at the bottom, gut in the middle, and then at the very top, they have nylon. Well done, Cindy. Okay, so when we talk about a gut strung harp, that's the main sound from the harp, but even gut strung harps usually have wire strings at the bottom and nylon strings at the very top. Sometimes you can get gut strings all the way to the top, but often they have nylon at the very, very top. Okay, one more trivia question, and then maybe we must do a couple more guess the tune ones. You must tell me which parts of this are most fun for you because I'm just trying to do what I think you're going to find fun, but you got to tell me. Okay. So this is a bit of a lame question. I don't know why I included it. True or false? Harpists tune their instruments more than any other musician. Do you think there's another instrument that where the musicians tune their instruments more than harp? Um, I'm going to do a little extra one while I'm waiting for your answer. What happens if you don't cut your fingernails before playing the harp? Okay, there are some people who play with fingernails as their technique. Like there's a different, especially wire strung harps, there's a folk technique where you actually play with long fingernails. But I'm talking about if you're playing with the more general technique of playing with the pads of your fingers, what happens if you don't cut your fingernails short enough? Okay, people are saying true, true. Rebecca's saying false. Um, Katerina's saying not true. Oat wins. Okay, you got to tell me more about that, Katerina, because the question that I found, they said true, but maybe there's an instrument that wherever I got this information from didn't know about. Is that a traditional instrument that I don't know about? Hammered dulcimer, do they tune their instruments more than a harpist? I guess it also depends on the person who's playing, because I know some harpists who only tune their harp like once a month or something, but I tune my harp every time I play. Well, unless I'm lazy. But if I'm performing especially, I'm going to tune my harp like 2 or 3 times before I perform, and then usually halfway through the performance as well. um, my oud teacher said that oud players spend more time tuning than playing. It's an Arabic lute with 10 to 12 strings. Wow. And viola da gamba, apparently that's also very annoying. I tune my violin every time I play, but only every few times I play harp. Okay, so I guess it depends on the person. But how long does it take to tune viola versus tuning harp? There's a lot more strings. My Dusty is so good, I don't need to tune as often. So yeah, we just got to make sure that our harp is actually staying in tune, and it's not just that our ear is missing the fact that they're out of tune, because sometimes people tune not as often as they should, and they're not noticing how out of tune their harp has got. But yes, it's not a very clear-cut answer. And the fingernails thing, what happens if you don't cut your fingernails short enough? Katerina says, my harp needs to be regulated. Yeah, if it needs to be regulated, what happens is you tune it with all the levers down, and then when you put the lever up, then it's out of tune again, which is really annoying. Okay, Cindy says buzzing. Yeah, you might have some buzzing, but also often what happens is when you're plucking, the fingernail kind of gets in the way and starts making this kind of sound, like a more metallic kind of sound, or it clicks on the strings. Doesn't sound as good. You can't get such a nice deep tone. Of course, unless that's the tone you're going for and you're actually plucking with your nails on purpose. But yeah, that's what I said, Katerina, that it's a whole other method of playing with wire strung harps, or yeah, some people who even play nylon strung harps, but they're playing particularly folk music and they want that more metallic kind of sound. They might play with their fingernails, but it's a different technique. You actually pluck differently. You don't do so much like crossing under. Like it's a whole different way of playing. Okay, but yes, a Latin American harp, true. They also play with their fingernails. Okay, here is a tune to guess. I'm trying to decide which level to play. I'm going to keep going. Now it's going to get more obvious. Have you got it yet? Christmas. Who got it first? Sarah. Well done. That was the mid-intermediate version. The late beginner one is also really nice. Do I have the right levers now? Let's see. Yeah, I think so. Oh, did I put up a lever? That was weird. Did I not put it up? I thought I did. Let's try it again. There we go. There we go. And what about do you have this harp tuned to F? Very well noticed. Yes, I do. Sometimes with a small harp, I like to tune to F because there's some songs with B flats in them, but there's fewer songs for small harp with E flats and B flats in them. And I like to be able to have more open string sound because I'm mostly playing in the key of C when I'm playing on a small harp. And, when the levers are engaged all the time, they dampen the sound just a little bit. And I want to get the fullest tone I can out of my harp. So for me, tuning in the key of F on a small harp is a nice compromise because most of my strings don't have a lever engaged. But if I want to play something in the key of F, especially on this harp, because the lowest note is an F. Whoop. I still have that F sharp. Karen's saying it's very heartening to see one's teacher not be perfect. Yep, I especially decided today is not a performance. It's just a little guess the song, and so I don't need to be perfect. I'm just giving you enough that you can guess the song and get a little taste of it. Because honestly, I've been so busy that I haven't had enough time to practice these songs and make sure that I can get them perfect. But perfection's not the main goal anyway. Right now, that's not what we're about. So if it was a performance, I would try and have it a little bit closer to perfect. But we're just having fun here today. Okay, so who can guess this one first? Connection, not perfection. There we go. That's a really nice saying, isn't it? Especially when you're having a chit chat like this, but it's even when you're performing. I mean, it is a good idea to put some practice in and try and really learn the song properly, which I didn't have time for this time. But especially if you're performing, you really want to try and get it as good as possible. But if perfection is hanging over you as the ultimate goal and everything else is a failure, it can really ruin your experience of performing. And most of us make a couple of mistakes and it doesn't completely ruin things. It can still be a wonderful experience for everyone involved. What child is this? There we go. Karen Lewis again. And just shortly behind her, Kay's Cuts said Greensleeves, which is the other name of the song. So both are correct. Oh, hello, Annette. She says hello from Tennessee. Okay, we just got a couple more here. Let's see. Oh, Eliza says, first time joining your live. I'm from Hong Kong. Welcome. It's so nice to have you here. We're kind of all over the place today. We're doing some guess the tune game with Christmas songs. We're doing some trivia questions, and we're going to do 2 truths and a lie as well, where you're going to get to know a little bit more about me. Maybe we should do that next, but let's do that now because we only got a couple more songs left for guess the tune. So we'll come back to it. And hello from Australia, Paper Hearts 1121. Good to have you here. So, 2 truths and a lie. I'm not very good at lying, so it might be really obvious. I hope this is still going to be fun because maybe you'll be able to see right through me, and I don't know whether I made the lies too obvious. But anyway, the way this game works is I'm going to say 3 facts. And 2 of them are going to be true, and 1 is going to be a lie. And you have to guess which one is the lie. Okay. I feel like I might have ruined a couple of them just by sharing what's in the beginning of this session, but I guess then you get an advantage if you've been here since the beginning. Okay, so let's start with this one. So the first fact is I once tried to sing a song I used to know really well and forgot all the lyrics and just made them up, and no one noticed. Okay. Then the next fact is I've played harp in a local orchestra performing the Nutcracker. And the third fact is I played my harp at a festival and it got rained on and got a bit rusty. Which one is the lie? So either I forgot all the lyrics of a song and made them up and no one noticed. I played my harp at a festival, it got rained on and got a bit rusty. Or I played my harp in a local orchestra performing the Nutcracker. Which one is the lie? Oh, you're saying the numbers. Oh, now I did it in a different order. Sorry. So the first one was the song and the lyrics. The second one was, let me write down the order I did them in. First one was the song and the lyrics. The second one was harp in the local orchestra. And the third one was played at a festival, it got rained on and got a bit rusty. So you think that the rusty one is the lie. Is that what everyone's voting for? Number 3. Is that the right one that you guessing? I'm just checking I got the order right. So you're all voting that I didn't actually let my harp get rained on and get rusty. Okay. DG is saying number 1. So that's, I tried to sing a song and forgot all the lyrics and made them up and no one noticed. No one guessed the right one. I tricked you all. So I guess I've got a bit of explaining to do. The lie is that I've played my harp in a local orchestra performing the Nutcracker. I have never done that. I don't know if Carrie has, but I certainly haven't. But the other 2 are true. So I've got some explaining to do. So the first one, I tried to sing a song that I knew really well and forgot all the lyrics and just made them up and no one noticed. That happened when I was singing a song in Scottish Gaelic. And I hadn't sung it in a long time, and someone made a request that I sing it. And somehow I just forgot all the lyrics and I just made up gobbledygook. And thankfully there were no Scottish people there and no one said anything. So I don't think anyone noticed. Oh, it was so embarrassing. Oh, it was so terrible. It's like the stuff of nightmares. Okay, and then the other story is that I played my harp at the Knysna Celtic Festival a few years ago, and it was in summer, and I'm not really used to summer rain, but it's not like Knysna is a few hours away. I think it's 5 hours away from Cape Town, and I just didn't expect that it might be a little drizzly. And so I think I was playing, I was just playing out in the open air at the festival, and I did move under an umbrella, but I guess the damp kind of built up in the air and my harp got a few drops of rain. And because I've never experienced that before, because normally in Cape Town it only rains in the winter when I wouldn't be performing outside anyway, and it normally rains like really strongly in Cape Town, so I would have not been in the rain. But it was very subtle rain, and so I didn't think about it, and I just closed my harp up in my harp bag afterwards. And when I opened it up again, I don't know how long later it was, there was a rust on some of my like levers and tuning pegs and things like that. And I was so horrified, but there's not anything I could do about it. And the harp's still fine. It was with my Ogden. So yeah, a sad memory, but also I guess you get some battle scars along the way, and that's just how it goes. Karen says, I've done number 1 myself. So I believe that I chose number 2, but evidently it didn't send. Oh, so you would have won, Karen. Okay, so shall we do another 2 truths and a lie? Now I've got to write the numbers so I remember what order I said it in, so it's easier for you to guess. Did you have to do any harp maintenance after it went rusty? It was very mild rust, and I didn't do anything about it because it didn't really affect the way my harp worked, and it didn't develop any further. So maybe I should have done something about it, but I didn't. So let's do the next one. The first fact is I've taken my Jolie harp on the plane to perform at a wedding. The second one is I like to sew my own clothes. And the third one is I once had a string break before a live performance and had to play with a ukulele string on my harp. Which one is the lie? Linda's saying, what child is this? Was that a guess from earlier? Oh dear. Okay, so Kay said number 2, DG said number 3. Oh, so everyone's guessing different numbers this time. Rebecca saying 1, Karen saying 3, JC 3, Annette 1. Okay, so ukulele, question. Okay, so the lie is that I've taken my Jolie harp on a plane to perform at a wedding. So I got the Jolie more recently, and I haven't been performing at weddings recently. I've been turning down wedding requests, and but I have taken my harpsichord on a plane to perform at a very small wedding in the mountains, which was like an elopement style wedding with just the couple and like their parents and siblings, and that was cool. But I haven't done it with my Jolie. So that is the lie, and I have to explain the other ones. So yes, I like to sew my own clothes. I think that one was a little bit obvious because I mentioned about sewing t-shirts for my family for Christmas, which was a crazy undertaking because it's my 2 sisters, me and my mom are going to have matching t-shirts that are in like purple with floral. And then my my 2 nephews and my little boy who's 7 months old. So my nephews are 2 and 2.5, and then my little boy is 7 months old. And the 3 of them are going to get matching t-shirts with their 3 dads as well. And my dad. Yeah. So my sisters, my mom, and me matching, and then all the boys are matching. So it's a lot of t-shirts. Anyway, so yes, I do like to sew my own clothes, not all the time, but it's fun for me. I haven't had as much time since I had a baby. And let me explain the ukulele string question because yeah, so it doesn't work to play with the ukulele string on your harp. But what happened is I was playing my pedal harp at a church event, and I forgot my spare strings at home. Normally I have spare strings with me, and I'd just forgotten them, and the string had just broken, and I would have just played with no string, and it wasn't a high string. It was like an important string, kind of like in the octave above middle C kind of thing. But the reason I put a ukulele string on my harp is because I find that when you have a string missing, you could just play with no string and just skip out that note. But what ends up happening is I get all befuddled with the other strings as well, because so much of my playing is by like muscle memory and feeling the intervals between the notes. So it was helpful for me to just have a string there so that I could kind of remember how to play and feel the strings correctly, even though when I plucked it, it sounded terrible and it wasn't even the right note. So for me, having a ukulele string on my harp was better than nothing. And I guess it makes a good story. Naomi also loves sewing. You just finished sewing the baptismal robe from my new grandchild in January. Congratulations. That's awesome. Katerina was given a stack of vintage dress patterns from the 70s by a family friend, and they were actually from South Africa. Wow, that's cool. I'd be interested to know what the brand of sewing patterns was. I'm sure I'll recognize the brand. I don't do so much like printed paper patterns that you buy from the fabric store. I mostly sew from indie patterns that you print out from the internet. Like I get the PDF version and then I print it out and either stick all the pages together or I get a big one printed at the copy shop and then I do it like that. Oh, and Kay does embroidery. Yay, this is fun. Okay, so shall we do the last couple of guess the tune ones? And then you can tell me, do you want to do more trivia questions or do you want to do more truth and a lie? And then at the end, we're going to have a bit of time for gratitude about the year related to harp and what we're thankful for. I'll explain more about that in a moment. I don't understand that question. Why are private schools hiding symmetrical music from us? What? Trivia, both truth and a lie. Okay, everyone's giving different answers. Okay, tell me what you think this song is. I'm trying to do just a little bit of it so it's not too obvious. Was it super obvious? Let me try a little bit more. Maybe it was obvious. Karen Lewis, have yourself a merry little Christmas. Well done. You're so quick. Katerina got it too, and Rebecca. Okay, let's play a little bit more of it. So this is also one of the newer arrangements that Carrie and Kevin arranged while I was away on maternity leave. So, or maybe more recently, I'm not sure. But I haven't been involved in the arrangements recently, and it's so exciting for me to see these beautiful arrangements coming out. So that's the late beginner version. Isn't that so pretty? And then mid-intermediate. I mean, late beginner, that's... Why do you need to do anything more than that? Don't save yourself some trouble and learn the late beginner version. But the mid-intermediate one's lovely too. So let's play a little bit of that. Mi, do. Your comments are cracking me up, Magic Mirror. Okay. Oh, I'm playing the previous version still. Isn't that so pretty? I think that this person might be a bot. So I think let's put them in timeout. Oh dear, because those were so many weird comments. Okay. Because the harder ones are more challenging. Yay. Okay. Okay. So, have yourself a merry little Christmas. I really like that one, and I wish I could play the whole song for you now, but I don't think we have a lot of time, and I also haven't practiced it. So let's move on to another song. Let's see. Who can guess this one first? Okay, Katerina, here's a clue. I'm putting up my F sharps. Is it obvious? I'm going to carry on now. Kay's Cut's got it. Silent Night. Well done. And this is late beginner. You know, it's late beginner, but it's an easy late beginner. You could argue that it's actually mid beginner, but it still sounds so beautiful. I would play this version. Isn't that lovely? So a fun thing about Silent Night, even though it wasn't Christmas, for months, my husband Johnny has been singing Silent Night as a lullaby for our little boy Caleb. I normally sing Jesus Loves You, and Johnny sings Silent Night. So that's quite fun. Now that it's Christmas, if I sing Jesus Loves Me and he still doesn't go to sleep, then usually I sing another song. Often it's Edelweiss. But if he's if he doesn't go to sleep after Jesus Loves Me, I like to sing Christmas carols. So I've sung like "Oh Little Town of Bethlehem," and I can't even remember which other Christmas songs I've been singing, but it's quite fun. I feel like I'm like getting myself into the Christmas zone while I'm putting my boy to sleep. Yeah, I agree. Katerina says, I like the simplest arrangement of the song best. The busy arrangements are no longer silent. Yes, and although the funny thing is, it's Silent Night, singing about Jesus and him being born and everything, but with a newborn baby, it's very likely that there was a lot of crying and there were a lot of animals around, and I'm pretty sure that they didn't have like a soundproof room. So there was probably a lot of noise outside as well. So it probably wasn't silent, but maybe it was still peaceful. And I love this kind of song. Is a lovely one to sing. Like I like to sing on Christmas Eve by the Christmas tree. As a family, we gather around and we sing Christmas songs together, Christmas carols, and we like to have Christmas mince pies, which are actually fruit mince. It's a sweet thing. It's very British. I don't think Americans normally have Christmas mince pies, but maybe Australians do. Did you know that the Brahms lullaby has a second verse that's about Christmas? I don't think I did. That's cool. Yeah, Silent Night was written for guitar, so it makes sense that Johnny chose it. Yeah. Okay, so some more truths and a lie. We're heading towards the end of our time, though. Maybe we must just do one more two truths and a lie and a couple of trivia questions, and then we've got to have time for looking back on the year for a moment and what we're grateful for. So maybe you might want to start thinking about that now. We're going to talk about what are we grateful for in our harp journey this year. For example, a supportive friend as you're learning to play, a new skill you've learned, a favorite piece, or you could tell us what the harp has meant to you this year, something you're proud of. So anything that you're grateful for in your harp journey this year. I think that'll be a really nice way to end off. And because this is the last thing the last time you're going to see me for this year. And it's my last day of work as well. So I've got a couple of things to finish up after this live stream, but I'm going to be taking some time off with my family. And I thought that would be a lovely way to look back on the year. So don't share it now yet, because we're still going to do the two truths and a lie. And then we're going to do the trivia questions. And then we're going to do the gratitude. I just wanted to give you a chance to think about it. Okay, two truths and a lie. So I used to want to be a farmer when I grew up. That's the first fact. I started learning the harp at age 23. And I spent many hours practicing harp with a cat on my lap. Which one is the lie? I wonder if this one's a bit too obvious. We might have to do another one. Okay, so number 1 was about a farmer when I grew up. Number 2 was learning the harp at age 23. And number 3 was practicing with a cat on my lap. Okay, so people think that I didn't used to want to be a farmer when I grew up. Some people are saying number 2, that I started learning the harp at age 23. Katerina says, I think 3 is the lie because it sounds too plausible that I would spend many hours practicing with a cat on my lap. Do you think I'm just trying to trick you? Well, the truth of it is, yep, Jeannie is very convinced that it is 2, and she is correct. I started learning harp at age, well, I normally say age 25 because I started learning harp in August and I turned 25 in September. So I was basically 25, but I was kind of 24. But it definitely wasn't 23, so it's a lie. And I thought that maybe some of you would have heard me tell that story many times. So I've now been playing harp for 11 years. The truths, I spent many hours practicing with a cat on my lap. Yes, one of our cats was very elderly, and she just was very needy, and especially over the winter time where she was like getting really cold, and so she would just sit on laps all the time. And so when I was practicing for my big harp exam in 2016, I practiced for many hours with that cat, Gypsy, on my lap. And I did used to want to be a farmer when I grew up. Well, so I think it was largely because I loved reading books I loved animals. And I thought that being a farmer was just like having lots of pets, basically. And I read some books about farmers and everything. So I actually wanted to be a farmer's wife. But then my mom told me, why do you need to be the farmer's wife? You can be the farmer. And then I also read these books by I think it was called like Sophie's Farm or something by Dick King Smith. And she wanted to be a lady farmer when she grew up. So then I changed it from being a farmer's wife to being a lady farmer. Oh, Jeannie said, and I know you like gardening. Yeah, I do. I don't spend much time gardening. I'm more a fan of sewing, but I do particularly like doing succulent arrangements, and I like indoor plants. I don't spend as much time at the moment doing outdoor gardening. Katerina said, I wanted to be a singing dairymaid. You got to tell us a bit more about that, Katerina. How did that become your career aspiration? And then an acrobat or a paleontologist. Oh my goodness. Wow, you are very creative, Katerina. Oh, Karen said, well, Jasper can't be in the room where you're playing an out-of-tune harp. That's true. Yes, Jasper runs out of the room when I'm playing harp sometimes. Okay, so since that one wasn't too easy, thankfully, I thought everyone was just going to know the answer. So then we're going to move on to a couple more trivia questions. Then we're going to be thankful together, and then we're going to end. Okay. So let's do the leftover Christmassy ones. Which movement of Handel's Messiah features harp in its orchestration? I know a lot of people do performances of Handel's Messiah at Christmas time or at Easter, so I thought it kind of counts as Christmassy. It's not like a number 1 or number 2. It's like, what is the name of the song in Handel's Messiah that features harp in its orchestration? Katerina said, I had an illustrated children's book where there was a picture of a singing dairymaid, and I loved that. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, I really like that too. That's really cool. It's not Hallelujah, Carrie. I'm not sure if Annette's right, but just has a different name, writing a different name. Because you said pastoral. The answer I have hasn't been said yet. I was once in a choir singing the Hallelujah chorus. And I was a first soprano, so I sang very high. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Does anyone else have any guesses? Or someone going to cheat by looking on their phone? The answer I have is he shall feed his flock. So now we all have a challenge to go and listen to Handel's Messiah, he shall feed his flock, and see what we think of the harp part. I just got that in the answers, but I actually am not that familiar with what the harp part sounds like. So we've got to go and do a little bit of homework after this. I wondered if maybe Annette is right because she said pastoral, which is maybe about sheep. So she might be right. And then the last harp Christmas question I have is in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, which character is described as playing the harp during the family gathering? I'm not very familiar with A Christmas Carol, so I didn't know that there was harp mentioned in it. But apparently, this character played the harp during the family gathering. Oh, and it says, nope, I was thinking of the interlude. Well, maybe there's harp there too, but apparently it's featured the most in He Shall Feed His Flock. So who's the character in Christmas Carol? And then there's a cool question that I still want to ask. Because I was quite surprised. I didn't know about this either. One of the dwarves from The Hobbit plays the harp. That's cool. So apparently in the Christmas Carol, Tiny Tim's sister plays the harp. So now we've got some more homework to go and read up about that. But I wanted to ask this question because did you know that one of the Disney princesses is shown playing a harp? I learned so much from preparing for this trivia. Which of the Disney princesses is shown playing a harp? I think it's cool. So, and there's also a pop artist, I did know about this, who has used harp in their music. There's actually a few of them, but this one is the one that I would have suggested or spoken about. Oh, okay. I guess Meredith could count. I think Meredith from Brave might play the harp, but it's not what I have written here. It's not Belle. Oh, Karen's saying Sting has used harp in his music. Okay, cool. That's not the answer I have here, but I think it's true. So tell me when you're ready for the answer because I have such a delay in seeing. Anna got it right. Ariel. Well done. I don't know if Snow White plays harp, but certainly I did a little Google search and it was quite cool to see a picture of Ariel playing harp. Well done, Anna. And the pop artist, this is another one worth looking up. Ariel is the Little Mermaid. Oh, sorry, Ariel. I guess it depends on how you say it. In South Africa, we say Ariel. Yeah, the Little Mermaid plays the harp, and it's quite cool to see. I haven't actually seen a clip of her like playing the harp. That'd be fun. Maybe someone can share that with me. But I've just seen an image of her playing. And the pop artist that I knew about, you should definitely look this up, is Florence and the Machine. Or her name is Florence Welch. It's pretty cool music with harp in it. The one underwater. Annette, you're clearly not a big Disney person. That's fine. I'm a casual Disney person, but I'm not obsessed. There's a lot of people who are. Okay, so it is time for our moments of gratitude. Yes, Katarina's saying there's a harpist / mermaid who has a video up of playing a carbon fiber harp underwater. Yes, I've seen that video and I thought it was a very cool trick. And as far as I remember, the video I watched, it didn't sound that like the harp you couldn't really hear it that well. Am I correct, Katarina? Maybe we saw the same video. It was like a really nice trick and also a bit disappointing to hear because, like the sound waves don't travel that well underwater. But yeah. So let's start sharing what we are grateful for. DG says, I'm grateful for my harp teacher. Kay says, I'm grateful for doing your music theory course. It helped me no end, and that my dad still recognizes us. He had dementia. Ah, something like sometimes we don't realize what we should be grateful for until we start losing it, right? Um, I had a moment where there was a moment in our family earlier, a few months ago, where my mom got really bad chest pain all of a sudden. And so she had to be rushed to the hospital, and they were worried she had a heart attack. And it turned out that it's probably more related to her digestion, and her heart is fine. But it was so scary when I got that message. And now I'm just even more grateful for family. My mom has had quite a few struggles with her health over the past couple of months, so she's not 100%. She's very tired, and there's been a few other issues, but she's still here, and it's so lovely to be together as family. Which course are you talking about, Kay? Because we haven't done one. Are you meaning the sheet music course, the unlocking sheet music? Naomi says, so grateful for learning Time to Say Goodbye Advanced. First ever advanced piece and wasn't sure I could do it. So grateful for learning the harp. I'm so glad. Learning from a course makes it feel possible when you didn't know you could play at that level. Well done. That's a big achievement. Yakumin says, I went to the Connected Continents Harp Weekend with Josh Lane in Germany. It was wonderful. Josh is such a genius harp player and teacher. So grateful I could join. Oh, that's true. Josh is amazing. I've never met him in person, but I really admire and appreciate him and what he does in the harp world. So that's a really cool thing that you did this year. Rebecca says, I'm thankful for finding the right harp teacher and for my Marini harp. Karen said, my 93-year-old mother who doesn't hear our voices anymore could actually hear my sonnet harp in October. Ah, that's amazing. So she doesn't hear your voices, but she could hear your harp. I've never heard of that before. That is extra cool. My dad's hearing is going. He's struggling sometimes. So I hope he loves music so much. I hope he'll be able to hear the music well enough when we sing together as a family. Jeannie says, I'm grateful for so many things. I can't count, but yes, grateful for my wonderful, supportive husband, church, the harp, my salvation, the list goes on. Annette said, I'm grateful for the refreshment and heart ministry of the harp. That's a cool way of putting it. I enjoyed unlocking sheet music so much. Okay, so that's the one you were talking about, Kay. I'm so glad it made a difference for you. A lot of people found that course really changed things for them because a lot of people have really struggled with learning to read sheet music. So we try to really approach things differently in that course, and it seems like it's really made a difference for people, which is awesome. As we're doing our gratitude now towards the end, I said that I would give a chance for Q&A for anybody who, particularly for those who are just getting started with the harp. If you watch this after it's live, you're welcome to put questions down in the comments afterwards, even if you're not a part of the live chat. But I want to give you a chance now, even if you're more further along in your harp journey. If you have any questions you want to pop there, I'm happy to stick around for a few more minutes and answer some questions. But let's keep on reading some gratitude things because it's a really lovely way to end off the year. Sharon said, I'm so grateful for learning the harp and the group of wonderful, supportive people. But more recently, I'm so grateful for the performance breakthrough class. I'm anxious about Christmas Eve, but ... Yeah, it was so wonderful having you there, Sharon, and doing that performance breakthrough course together, or the program, 7-week program. So many people were so brave and able to get a bit of a new mindset towards performing and finally step out and get some tools that can really help with performance anxiety and that kind of thing. So Christmas Eve is your performance, Sharon. Tell us a little bit more about it. What are you going to play? Katerina, I'm thankful that embarking on my harp journey 4 years ago led me to becoming a professional musical therapist this year. You graduated! Well done! We are so proud of you. That has been a lot of work, especially when you're a mom at the same time. So well done, Katerina. Donald said, I think that's so amazing that you sing together as a family. Yeah, there's amazing singers in my family. So it also sounds nice, which is extra cool. um, I'm grateful. This is Annette. I'm grateful for learning the harp. In my tiny world, this is my fun to check the site, and I always look forward to the clues and new music. Oh, it's always wonderful to have you in the conversation and like just making the community feel like a fun place, Annette. The harp, Jeannie, the harp has been a huge blessing and very therapeutic in the midst of illness, loss, and isolation. Wow, it sounds like it's been a tough time for you, Jeannie. But I'm glad that the harp has been a blessing. There's a lot of people who have been through some really hard times, and the harp has been like a ray of light in those times. Um, so I'm glad that it brought some blessing into your life and felt therapeutic in hard times. But I'm sorry it was a difficult time for you. Thank you so much for such wonderful harp courses and to Carrie and your team, such a gifted family of musicians. Oh, thanks, Kay. And DG, how does your baby enjoy your harp playing? He definitely likes it. He's just interested. He watches. And because I'm quite busy with him when I'm at home, I haven't spent a lot of time playing harp for him, but I would like to do it more. When I have, he's been fascinated. And when I hold him up here, then he grabs the strings and sometimes he plucks by mistake. Naomi said, my husband just piped up, hey, she's grateful for her wonderfully supportive husband. I guess he wants me to say the same. Yes. She says, I'm grateful for my wonderfully supportive husband of 36 years. I'm grateful for my wonderfully supportive husband of 3.5 years. And also for my new baby of 7 months. It's a whole different dynamic to be a mom now and to have a beautiful little baby. And it's been a big year of change for me. And I'm so grateful. And I'm really thankful for all the blessings the Lord has given me this year. And it's like encouraged me to grow and change. And yeah, having children definitely changes you for the better, but it's not always easy. But it's been a good year for me. Oh, Jeannie's saying, I haven't seen your baby. That's true. I was thinking that it would be quite fun to show you guys my baby. Um, I wonder if we should like pause and I should go and fetch him, see if he's awake. Shall we do that? I don't know if you're going to be around. Are you going to wait a minute while I go and see if I can fetch Caleb? If he's awake, I will bring him. So hang tight. Sadly, he's currently being put to sleep and he's crying. Even if I went in and took him away from his nap time, he would be crying, which I don't think is a very nice way for him to be introduced to you. So I think we need to do another live stream. I think there is a live stream planned for sometime in the new year, maybe in January sometime. And I think next time we have a live stream, I'm going to try and plan to have Caleb here to say hi. And in the meantime, if you're on our Learning the Harp community, or if you get our emails, yeah, maybe the next time we send, we must do something to send out a photo. How about this? When it's Christmas time, I'm going to take a photo of the three of us, me, Johnny, and Caleb at Christmas time, and I'll share a photo in the meantime. And then the next time we have a live stream, I'm going to try to plan to have Caleb awake and come and say hi. Okay, I'm sorry. It would have been extra fun if I'd been able to spontaneously bring him, but I think it would be a bit horrible for him if he's in the middle of trying to go to sleep and crying. Um, oh, Karen said, hugely grateful for Glenda in the Office of Learning the Harp. Yeah, Glenda is amazing. Having somebody who is really gifted at admin and answering emails and handling so many different things like she does, such a gift. Glenda is amazing. If you've ever emailed Learning the Harp and got a reply from Glenda, give her an extra big thank you because she really makes things happen behind the scenes. I don't know whether it's possible for me to. I don't think I can share a picture, but what I'm going to do is I will share a picture on the activity feed on learningtheharp.com. So you don't have to be a member to be in the general activity feed. And we'll also send out a Christmas picture the next time after Christmas that we do a what's on email. So if you're on our email list, you'll also get a picture there. How's that? Okay. A photo of the 3 boys. Oh, yes. Wearing their matching t-shirts. Okay, there we go. So one photo of me, Johnny, and Caleb at Christmas time, and one photo of Caleb and his 2 cousins, Luca and Jacob, wearing their matching t-shirts. Okay, I think that's it for today. Thank you for joining us. And it was really fun to hang out and to just look back on the last year and celebrate and do some happy Christmassy things. And I'm sending lots of love to all of you. I hope this Christmas is really blessed and significant and deeply profound and special time with people who love you. And if you're not able to do that, that you may be able to reach out to somebody else who needs some love and to be included. And yeah, I hope it's a wonderful time. And I'll see you again in January. We're going to have another live stream sometime soon because I love doing this. And yeah, I'll talk to you then. Okay, bye everyone.